here, new here, I'm Kanitya, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. Today we are going to watch 8th episode of 3rd season of series Skins UK, so let's get to it, let's go. Okay, so this 8th episode is called Effie. I checked it beforehand, so I decided I have some little something, details to get an Effie look, kinda. And I even got the thing for my eyelashes. I'm not sure how it's called. Just yesterday, I gave a neighbor berries from our countryside house. And she was so grateful. She was like, "Oh, let me give you this." And she gave me this thing for the eyelashes, so I used it as well. Okay, let's see. Great start. Doesn't seem that exciting. So she definitely doesn't come back for the pleasure. um so she does think about Freddy. She's interested in Freddy. Like, what is the issue? Why does she keep coming back to cook? I thought, okay, maybe sex is fantastic, but it doesn't seem so. Jamie Oliver. That's a chef, right? Okay. Reading newspaper? All of them? It seems. Oh. Were you dating? That's news to me. She's checking if Mama's listening, and she is not. Well, she noticed that. So that, I feel like that is a bit dangerous. Her shoes are not that sturdy, but okay, that went by fine. Mom didn't even care that much about the vase either. But I think even when mom and dad were together, Effie also felt maybe a little bit unseen. Like, parents saw her as this good girl, and maybe also didn't pay her enough attention. We saw them having sex before, so I guess they are together or something. So, honey, I thought Katie was into older guys. Yeah, looks like they're dating. They even have this like names for each other. That kind of happened. Well, we saw them already like having sex. Could be like one time thing in their universe. Um, they didn't see like how did they get together even. They don't seem compatible. I came to see you. You came to say that? Like, he's clearly interested in her still, obviously. Which is a bit unfair to Katie, of course, but... Ew, why do they always throw up? Why do they always throw up? Why? No, I understand, like, the intention maybe to show, like, their inner feelings in a very grotesque way, kind of grotesque way for us, like, to really express that. But I'm just very squeamish. Well, very lovely of her to actually follow up with this request, even though I'm pretty sure she's very jealous, as it seems she's into Freddy. Um, I can see the cake, but what's in these blue bags? Was this Effie's house? Let's see. I don't remember how the houses look, sorry. Yeah, it's house. Yeah, he's trying to do something like relationship, like a date, giving food. Ooh, see, she pays attention sometimes. Oh, she did listen. So what? She just didn't care. Poor mom is just so dead inside. I feel like she was before because of Tony's condition. Then I felt like, oh, it's going much better. But then affair and the outcome of affair, she's like dead inside again. I feel like maybe it didn't get better at all. Now poor Cook feels left out just like after his speech last time. And Thomas, I feel like, is feeling upset also because of Cook said last time that he's having sex with Pandora. I think they're also trying to show us that Cook actually like likes Effie also, not just like, you know. Since they show us some gestures like bringing cake and food. And it feels like Thomas and Pandora didn't talk about the cheating because he did smile when she looked at him, like he's bottling it up. Okay. The music is lovely though. Oh, that's not a. I thought that's a human. That's a statue. Oh my gosh. No, I feel you. Yeah. I'm also useless with maps and directions. I don't trust these guys. Oh wow, interesting tattoo. Are they some kind of, I don't know, gangsters, or what do they have there? Or are they planning a robbery or something? Holy fuck, I feel scared. Oh my god. Witches? I think he's trying to sexually assault her. Oh, she got out. Is she okay? From the fire into an even stronger fire. I wonder if they gave them the right directions. I feel like they could very well follow us or something. Beware the moon. I might be wrong, but I have this like bad feeling that we are going to meet them again. That they kinda took us as a target. Is she going to throw up as well again? Yeah, they do follow. Okay, that was faster than I expected. I thought that would be a bit later. You think it's probably nothing? I don't think so. Will they try to cut them off? And she's the one driving. She must feel the most responsibility. But I don't think stopping the car is also a good idea. Honestly. Holy shit. Cook is really lucky he is not on this outing. I think he was also pissed that Effie has called him a freak. But I feel like the target was on their backs already before that. Do they want to somehow start an accident or something? I think he did just throw out a cigarette. Are you sure? I wonder if that has some hidden meaning. They do feel relaxed. They feel like the danger has passed, but I'm not sure. I didn't expect this episode to be that tense in that way. They did give them the right directions. It is Gobbler Sand. But also they know where the kids are going. Well, our characters, I mean. So they can always come here. They'll know where to find them. Got no relations. Uh, he wants to sweep it like under the rug. Oh, they're holding hands. That's cute. I have the most hopes, I said it before, for Effie and Pandora's relationship, friendship, I mean, development. We only have 3 episodes left, though, and they're not interacting that much. So, this is kind of like a picnic in the woods. Looks like mostly everyone is now in a relationship with someone, more or less, other than JJ, I suppose. Oh, that's a lovely sequence. Is this for eating? Does she want to eat these mushrooms? I think she already ate the mushrooms. Pandora looks upset. Maybe she does feel guilty and thinking about it. Yeah, that's what she's thinking about. Or maybe she doesn't know that he knows and she's just like, why does he seem cold? Girl. That's not true. Ah. Good point. He's so excited about mushrooms. I didn't know Katie was so against this. This is awkward. Her nickname is so cute though. Panda. Are they disgusting? Is she going to throw up again? Oh, I kind of feel bad for Katie. She's upset. Because she organized this and she didn't want drugs at this party. So I think that's why she's upset. Yeah, that's kind of a fun party, you know? I like this one. I mean, aside from the mushrooms, though, I also don't really approve. I mean, if they want to, they can eat it, but. But otherwise, chilling in the forest, eating tasty food, doing these like little fireworks, I'm not sure how they're called in English. We call them kind of like Bengal fires. At least Steph is finally having fun. Or maybe Katie is also worried because she feels like there is some interest between the two of them, so that's kind of part of why she's uneasy and upset. I feel kind of robbed though how we didn't see why and how did Katie and Freddie get together. That was so like out of the blue. If she likes him, oh, that's cute. And he's just like, well, I want to be with someone, and if he's kind of not available, so to say, so that would be kind of shitty. The music is also kind of hypnotic, which works with the mushroom trip. Oh, they're holding hands, I think, do they? I was wondering, like, is some act of cheating going to occur? That's very subtle, but also kind of very telling. Phew. Oh, that's rude. She didn't really throw herself, though. She's so rude. Well, I shouldn't be surprised. She was always like that from the very first episode. She was very mean. So nobody's surprised. What's that? What stuff? Are these the gangsters? Oh, they waited until they're all like fucked. And they have the gun too, so that's like double scary. Yeah, this they relax too much. They kind of didn't think about the fact that the gangsters do know where they are going, and they have music and fire here, so it's not hard to find them. I guess for them, for the gangsters, it's just like fun. I'm not even sure if they want to actually kill them, but they could want to rape the girls, for example. And maybe the guys as well. Maybe beat up the guys. I'm not sure they actually want to shoot and kill someone. I'm not sure how they are with like that. Because obviously then it's pretty easy to go to jail. Especially if you're killing like... Well, you have to kill all of them. And that's like a lot of evidence. And a lot of bodies to get rid of, so... Wait, someone is already screaming, like someone is being, like, hurt. What is going on? Can't see shit. What? It was Cook? It wasn't the gangsters? But what about the shots? What is going on? Wait, I understand why he would be upset. How did he do the shots though? Yeah, they were here. I believe him. Did you? So the gangsters did just want to steal their stuff, and Cook decided to use them to scare his friends who went to party without him, so he was upset at them. Huh? Effie? JJ and Effie are not objects, man. He can't take them. Did she ever? Yeah, he was with her only because he couldn't get Effie. Oh, that's so shitty of him. Go. Don't go for a walk alone. I'm not sure what the situation is on the gangsters. Oh. That is a bit weird because last Naomi interaction with Cook was pretty friendly, and well, I guess now they're all pissed at him about the joke as well, though. Though I get why he did that. He felt left out. He is also showing like his connection with Panda here. It's okay, Thomas knows this. Right. If you didn't know. That's what I thought also. Before it came out, she did it again. Oh, I feel like... This is such a mess. He just wants to piss everyone off now. That's what you want? Donuts! I support his words here. I think it's completely valid. Oh, see, Cook, that's what you want. You wanted someone to hit you. Here you go. Are you happy? Why? What are her reasonings, though? There was no like explanations of her motives. Why she did it again and again? I don't like. I know the first time, but is this after effects of the mushrooms? I don't think so. I feel like everything also so much stuff, and I feel like she felt disappointed and maybe even betrayed by Panda if they actually were like dating with Cook, and Panda is her best friend. So she felt like, because even when the first time Panda did it, Effie was like, oh, you promised, you said like you're good because you don't sleep with my man, so that's why we are good friends, and you did it. And then she decided maybe okay, one time was okay, but now she learned there were more, and there's like this whole situation coming down on her. Is this Katie? Right, she said she's going on a walk. She's being very friendly, that's weird. Is she fucking with her head? Because she knows Effie ate the mushrooms, so she wants to like fuck with her. Because she's super totally mean. So that checks out. She really likes him. Like, where did this come from? Like, where, like, how? I wish they kind of showed. Where's this connection? Like, how did this happen? Oh, belongs to me. These people are very possessive. Holy shit. Poor Effie, I feel bad for her. Okay, she tried to protect herself, but shit. We might need a doctor. It didn't go well at all. Oh fuck. Um, Katie's kind of dying. Anyone cares? No? I mean, she is mean, but maybe maybe a doctor. 911 or what they have. Ah, girl. Look, this must be the end of the episode. No, there's still time left. That's a nice song. Oh, she came to touch Freddy's face. I would be scared too, waking up like that. Will it... oh. Well, that's not what she asked for. Also, Freddy still has a girlfriend, technically, who is, by the way, dying in the woods now. But obviously, he's also a cheater. I mean, I know he wants Effie, but you could do it the reasonable way. Break up with your girlfriend and then fuck around with Effie as much as you want. Oh my gosh. There are a lot of nice visual moments in this episode, and the music is really nice. But hell, it was so tense. And I feel like now we're going to see like the aftermath. Katie is half dead, everyone is fucked, everyone has cheated on everyone. Okay. Aww. At least we have one cute relationship. Oh my gosh, I hope so at least. Oh. Oh. So much care for his girlfriends. Like, she went, even like, if stuff with Effie didn't happen, she went on a walk alone, like anything could happen. Closed. Well, Effie does know what happened to Katie. If she remembers. I feel like it's also possible that she doesn't. She does. That's kind of crazy. I understand. Like, maybe she feels scared also because she kind of almost killed Katie. So she doesn't want, like, anyone to know, maybe. But Katie was out with, like, a wound in her head for a while. Did they even find her? Is she even alive? I don't see her in the car. Oh, the gangsters, guys. Did they nick their bags after all? Is that what happened? They just stole their stuff? Cook's explanations were kind of messy. Oh, yeah, they still... Wait, she called someone to call for an ambulance for Katie. She didn't want her friends maybe to like see Katie hurt and figure out that maybe Effie hit her. But Katie would say when she comes to her senses. Did she call her mom for the ambulance? That's kind of sweet. Mom is taking care of her. Well, she said she wanted to feel something. She's definitely feeling something now. That's a bit complicated. I feel like she hit Katie in self-defense. What she did after that, she didn't call for ambulance right away, just went to have sex with her boyfriend. Like, that part was fucked up. You could partly explain it by, like, the mushrooms and stuff, but... Nobody's answering? Oh, holy shit. At least she's alive. Well, that Chuck, like, that makes sense. He would feel guilty, and he should feel guilty. I feel like, yeah, really, like, one girl went on a walk in the woods alone, and like they just forgot about her. Like, is she okay? Did someone attack her? Like, she did tell. Yeah, that's the worst part. That she just left her there. I feel like the accident, yes, but then um her actions after the accident, that is like the shittiest part. I feel like, who is this person? I guess that doesn't matter. It's just like everything is blurry for her now. Yeah, they have it in their family to have the villain role, Tony and now her. Though she is way more likable than Tony. What is this? because you're both so fucked and so hated by each other, you just fall onto each other in the end every time. Is that it? Oh my god. I love all these beautiful lights in this episode. I feel like maybe they do represent. What did I click? But I feel okay. I think it's still okay. I think I'm still filming. I think these lights kind of represent somehow maybe the state of mind that Effie is in. Very like messy, with darkness and light intermingling, so to say. So sometimes she sees the light, sometimes it's like she's in the darkness, and that's a metaphor for how her life goes, so to say, and what happens in her mind. That was a very messy episode. I'll try to make sense of it. First of all, I wanted to say that I realized about the gangsters when I was recording the screen for the editing. I saw that line again, like they are poachers, they are there like for the rabbits. I feel like when I watched, I thought it means like metaphorically, but then I rewatched it and I checked the word poachers in the dictionary, and I was like, oh, they are hunting here in the woods illegally. So it was actually Cook who stole their stuff. So that kind of explains a little, but still I did feel that kind of intimidating, scary aura from these guys. I think they could still be very dangerous for our characters. But yeah, I just wanted to say like, oh, I get it now, like what they meant, like who they are. First of all, of course, it's all about Effie. And we know Effie from the very first season as Tony's little sister, and we didn't get much of her then, but I remember there was one telling scene in the episode where that guy wanted to take revenge on Tony. So he kind of kidnapped Effie and made her take something, so she kind of had a trip and all that situation. So I unfortunately I don't have those episodes anymore, so I can't rewatch the scene and check what she said like right now. But I feel like she said, I feel like I was born wrong, like there's something wrong with me. I love those maybe that I should not love, and I hate those that I should love, something like that. So obviously she felt this weird way about people around her from the very beginning of the series, right, when we didn't have much focus on her yet, and you could theorize, knowing the family situation, maybe her parents were more focused on Tony because they saw their daughter as this kind of good girl, and so they didn't pay enough attention to her. They were like, okay, our girl is doing well, she's going to that school for girls only, and she's so lovely. And when something happened to her, like with the drugs, that must have been Tony's fault. That's Tony gave her the drugs, and like she doesn't have her own agency, or she never did anything wrong. Like it couldn't be her decision, it must have been all Tony. So maybe, because I'm thinking like in this episode we saw the scene of her trying to kind of get through to her mom, and her mom kind of ignoring her, even though later we see the evidence that mom did hear what Effie was saying. So that was a bit weird. Maybe mom kind of realized that Effie tries to get attention and just didn't care to give it to her because mom has lots of her own issues and problems and kind of trying to get through those, so she doesn't give her daughter enough attention. So I feel like maybe Effie is sometimes like acting out, or like acting a certain weird way, you could say, like in the first day of the school college, she had this list of all the rules that she wants to break. So maybe that could stem from her feeling like unnoticed by other people. We know she had a very close relationship with her brother. They seemed to really love each other, but now he's gone to the university, I suppose. He's not around, and now her parents also went through like the cheating and divorce, maybe, or like, well, separated at least. Divorce, I think, is a long process. Dad is not living with them anymore. So maybe in general she feels even worse than before. She feels more unseen, more left out, and also maybe she feels maybe not like disappointed, maybe underwhelmed by the relationships, like love relationships, like the examples she saw. Even her older brother, for example, didn't set the best example again with like the romantic relationships. And now we have her parents also didn't set the best example. So she's looking at all of this and she's like, I don't have very high expectations, I don't have very high hopes about like romantic relationships, so I'm just going to maybe like fuck around, or I'm not even going to get into serious relationship with someone I like because I know it's not going to work out. There's this thought in my head that, yeah, everything has to go wrong, something has to go wrong. So because I have this thought, I kinda maybe even not deliberately, but like when you think, for example, that something is bound to happen, you even not thinking about it, you will take some actions for this thing to happen without kind of realizing this, right? So maybe we have a situation where she feels like, if I do have a relationship, I will fuck it up anyway. So maybe even sometimes without realizing it, or maybe sometimes deliberately, she takes the steps to actually fuck it up because she feels like it is inevitable. You know what I mean? So that could be the reason of her weird kind of I don't know how to call it with Freddy, right? That she clearly likes him, but then when he tried to kind of gap that bridge and come to her and be like, yeah, I want to be with you, she pushed him away. But then he found a girlfriend and she got upset about it, and she still felt this pull towards Freddy. So I feel like she is very conflicted inside, so it's kind of hard to get a read on all of her like emotions and motivations. But it seems like she does have kind of a relationship with Cook, because I felt like before they're just fucking sometimes. Even like after the first time, he suggested her something like that, and she was like, no, I don't want to have sex with you anymore. And I felt like, okay, that must mean like ever. But then they did it again, and it seems again, and now we have the info that they're actually dating, which is like news to me. But there was some talk about this before, but in the previous episode maybe. But I was like, are they really? Like, it feels like maybe she falls onto Cook as something like she could always have, like she could always call him and he will come, and she, I don't know, can have sex with him and maybe somehow feel their connection, or some, like she has someone at her side, she has some kind of relationship, even though actually she doesn't really like him, she doesn't really enjoy it, she just wants to feel that there is someone that she can like fall back on. And from Cook's side though, I think he genuinely came to like her and he wants to be with her, but it's not reciprocated. And then we have Pandora, who is somehow between them. And at first I thought like Effie was disappointed when Pandora had sex with Cook, because that was cheating, and Effie was just like, yeah, disappointed, and how like, hey, you have Thomas and you have sex with someone else. But she did say like, oh, you said like you're not sleeping with my man, and I was like, oh, so you do feel possessive of Cook somehow. And I guess that ties in with that idea that Cook is someone she can always call, always fall back on, and so she wants him always reserved for her. And she feels like that when Pandora goes behind her back and has sex with Cook, with her boyfriend actually, obviously Effie feels betrayed, not because she's actually in love with Cook, but because she feels possessive. Again, she wants Cook to kind of belong to her and be always available to her. I feel like that's actually the bottom line here. Well, with Pandora, see, it's really complicated. I was like, why didn't she talk to Effie? Why didn't she explain the situation? Oh, that's why. Not because she doesn't want to like trust her feelings with Effie, but because Cook is like technically Effie's boyfriend. So that is such a messy situation. How did this even happen? And then with Thomas, I feel like he was trying to maybe pretend that it's not happening and maybe it will go away. But Pandora said like, I stopped it. But like when? Probably recently. So yeah, she was cheating for a while. It wasn't just one time, that could be excused and explained, as we talked before, right? So I feel like Thomas' reaction is completely justified. I do feel bad for Pandora. I do like her, but I do not understand why did she do this. Why did she keep cheating on him with Cook? And I'm sorry, girl, but you had it coming. And I think Thomas would be completely right if he decides to not continue this relationship ever, and maybe find someone else down the line, because yeah, I mean that was super shitty. And then yeah, finally with Katie and Freddie, as I said, I'm super confused. We saw them having sex before, as I said, that could be just like one time with these people, you know, but it seems like yeah, they got into a relationship recently, and Katie seems to really like him. So I'm not sure like about his feelings. Maybe it was kind of, well, she's nice and she's pretty, so why not? She seems to like me. Effie is everything is very weird with Effie, so why not go out with Katie? But yeah, I feel that's kind of shitty thing to do when you have someone else on your mind, and it seems like you're just using another person to get your mind off that certain someone, and as soon as that certain someone is available, you're like, maybe I could swoop in. Yeah, that's kind of shitty thing to do. In regards like to that person that you're kind of using, you know, as a substitute, that makes me feel bad for Katie a little bit, because she's still a pretty shitty person, but you could see why she would be upset here. And then yeah, I talked already about the situation with her and Effie in the end, and I would just repeat myself since we're having a conclusion here. I feel like Katie really, she did assault and attack Effie, and Effie did try to do something in self-defense. So I feel like that act, considering also she was not in the right state of mind, that act itself is excusable. You could even say that maybe she was still in this fucked up state of mind, so that's why she didn't call for an ambulance right away, and then when she came to her senses, she did. But she did call it very, very late. She, like, they went and searched for Katie for a while, and then they drove somewhere, so a lot of time has passed after she got lucid. And she even, like, the whole situation is crazy. Like, you, okay, it was a special situation. It's not like she assaulted Katie, but still, you hit her with a rock, you saw the blood, you saw she's badly hurt, she could die, and you just go and fuck her boyfriend. I mean, like, what the fuck? At least call the ambulance before going to fuck her boyfriend, okay? At least have decency for that. That was like, and so I understand why everyone was mad at Effie. I think that was a very important question that Freddy asked, like, when did that happen? Because, okay, an accident has happened, but yeah, the shittiest part is that you didn't do anything after that. You didn't try to get help, either because you were scared that, yeah, it's going to come out that you hurt her. But I feel like it would be better if she kind of came back right away and she told everyone herself, like, oh, like, this shit happened, me and Katie, we got into a fight, and accidentally, like, I tried to protect myself, I didn't think, I hit her with a rock, and I think I hit her real hard, guys. I think I'm calling an ambulance, like, I'm so sorry this shit happened. Yeah, people could still be mad at her, like, what the fuck, but they wouldn't be as mad because like, she would do something right away about it, and she would confess herself, and especially she had the chance to explain something, like, explain it in her words, saying, like I said just now, making it seem like a little bit better, you know. Unlike when Katie comes to and explains it in her words, and she could say just, oh, like, Effie just came at me and attacked me, like, out of nowhere in the woods. Like, she could say that very easily, especially since it's Katie, and she's very mean and rude, and she doesn't want Freddy to run off to Effie, so she could show it in a very bad light for Effie, even though, yeah, the circumstances were so that, like, Effie could be excused in a way. So, wow, okay, alright. I feel like maybe I could talk more about Effie and, like, her motivations and thoughts and personality, but it's just really complicated. I feel like I'm not sure on a lot of things. I feel like only I wanted to add that in the end, a lot of information fell down on her and she felt completely crushed. She didn't feel very well beforehand, but, you know, she felt shitty, but she could sometimes get loose, and maybe in the future she could hope that Katie and Freddy will break up and she will maybe get to Freddy and stuff like that. You know, she was kind of handling it so, but then in the end of this episode, everything just crashed down on her, like with Pandora and Cook, and this situation with her and Katie and Freddy. It was so overwhelming, and now everyone, like, hates her because of that situation. And so she's at her lowest. I feel like at the moment I'm, like, laughing like it's funny. I'm sorry. That is really unfortunate, but it was nice to see that scene in the end, though, where there was this little connection with her mom, where her mom, I think, like, she called probably her mom to call the ambulance, and how her mom tried to kind of console her and washed her hair here. I feel like this is also kind of a scene of just not like washing someone, not like washing your child, but a scene that shows care for somebody, right? Like, she's caring for her daughter and kinda is trying to console her. She's being there for her. I feel like that's, like, the idea that we should be getting here. But holy shit, this whole thing is a complete mess. Then we have Katie and Emily, and then the finale, and then that's it. Okay, I feel like, yeah, there was a lot in this episode, but now all my thoughts are jumbled. If you want to discuss something else that maybe I didn't touch on in my conclusion, please share your thoughts in the comments down below, without spoilers, of course. But I feel like that would be it for today. We'll see what the next episode brings. Maybe we'll see more insights in what's going on in all their minds and their lives. But Yeah, as I said, that would be it for today. So thank you for watching and see ya.